Stick to the script too. Okay, I will. You want me to go
No,
down
you're
here?
good.
Is this good? Want me to show you on both pigs? I will. Just 'cause.
Yeah.
Ready? Want me to count it in? And 5, 4. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Fetal Pig video. All right, first structure on the script that I have to stick to. First one is common carotid artery. Here's our common carotid. So I'm only going to show it to you on this pig. After common carotid, we have our internal jugular and our external jugular. Now we'll go subclavian vessels. So here's our ribs. If you go just inside those ribs, I'm going to pretend that's a subclavian right there. Because sometimes you got to pretend in A&P. Subclavian. It's way under there. So if it's inside this rib cage, we know it's subclavian. Once it pokes out, it becomes your axillary. Axillary. And here's axillary. Next will be aortic arch. So here's this structure. This is not your aortic arch. This is your pulmonary trunk. But we pull that trunk to the side. There's your aortic arch. Let me show you on this other pig. Oh gosh, it's way in there. I don't know if you can see it. Well, I can see it. I don't care if you can see it or not. This is your aortic arch. Okay. Now, connecting that pulmonary trunk to this aortic arch will be your ductus arteriosus. You can actually see it pretty good on this pig. So I'm going to put it at the tip of this probe. That's your ductus arteriosus. Okay, I went off script, sorry. Next, let's go thoracic aorta. So here's your diaphragm. That's your diaphragm muscle. Everything, this cavity above it, that's your thoracic cavity. So if you move this to the side, see that white thing? That is your thoracic aorta. Now, once it pokes through that diaphragm, it becomes your abdominal aorta. So I'm just going to show it to you way down here. This is all your abdominal aorta. Now we'll do inferior vena cava. I'll show it to you in a couple spots. Here's one, inferior vena cava. You can also see it right here pretty easily, right below that heart. Inferior vena cava. Next, intercostal arteries and veins, intercostal in between the ribs. So if I poke in between the ribs, those are your intercostals. 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 I was watching the cameras move. Ooh, gastric. So where's the stomach? Gastric. So this is all stomach right here. That vessel going to it, that's going to be your gastric artery. For our purposes with these vessels, if you just say gastric vessel, that's good with me, because sometimes it's hard to differentiate between artery and vein. Splenic, that refers to spleen. This thing that looks like a big leech, that is your spleen. So I'm going to move that, and underneath that, there's your splenic vessel.
A little wet.
They're a little moist. I'm sweating on camera. What else we got? Mesenteric. So we go into this small intestine. Ooh, it's pretty. Then we're going to open it up. And all of that, that's all mesenteric. These are really branches of the mesenteric, but again, in A&P, we can pretend a little. These are like your arches or something like that. So it's mesenteric. Renal. Renal, think kidney. There's a butte right there. There's a kidney. There's a renal vein. There's a renal artery. So you can actually see those pretty good. But if you just say renal vessel, it's fine with me. On to our iliacs. Well, we'll use this one. So you follow that. Ooh, somebody broke the colon there.
You?
It was broken when it got here. So we got abdominal aorta, and then it's going to branch. That's not it. That's your ureter. So this thing right here, that's your iliac. And then once it pokes through your abdominal wall right here, this is a nice one. So it's iliac here, and then once it pokes through, that makes some noise. Somebody hum. There we go. Once it pokes through here, it will then become your femoral. So look for this. And I'm not going to be a wise guy and put it like right in the margin of them and be like, oh, where's it end? No, I'll be obvious. I'll put it way down here or way up here. Iliac and then femoral. Umbilical arteries. So this is your urinary bladder right here. On each side of your urinary bladder are your umbilical arteries. Umbilical arteries. Now your umbilical vein, this part was attached to this at one point. So that is your umbilical vein.
It's on this one.
We could see it more gooder over here.
Is gooder a word?
Yeah, from where I'm from, it is. So this is your umbilical vein. Pericardium. So around the heart, you have a pericardial sac. Not on that one. But right here, I'm going to put it back together. Here's your pericardial sac. Atrias, left and right. So here's our right atria. On this one, you could definitely see the atrias. They're blue. Right atria, left atria. Did I just say right for that side? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, just making sure, because that is the right side. Right atria, left atria, right ventricle, left ventricle. Next will be trachea. So we'll go up here. Here's your trachea. Above that trachea is your thyroid cartilage. Whew. Left and right lungs. Oh gosh, those are tough. Left lungs, right lungs. Diaphragm. Here's your diaphragm. It's a big sheath right there, diaphragm. Last one is your thymus. So we'll go back to that pericardial sac, and that glandular tissue around that pericardial sac is your thymus. So if you lift up, it kind of looks like an atria as well, but the atrias aren't. That's a thymus. On this one, you can see nothing but thymus, because that pericardial sac is mostly ripped off. So there's thymus. That's about it. I don't have a good closing for that. I was squatting for so long, I got a good workout. I was like, woo!